And let's take you live now to Liège and take a listen into the mayor.
To the courage of the security forces for their professional and swift intervention. The provincial investigation was launched at about 10:30 this morning in line with the plan, the emergency plan against terrorists in order to coordinate the operations of the law enforcement organizations. The provincial phase came to an end at 15:30 hours. Currently, the scope of security and the judicial scope are still in place. We are reducing the area as required. I would now like to give the floor to the mayor, who will provide you with information on the support measures that will be provided to victims and members of their families by the authorities.
Voilà, donc je vais tout d'abord m'exprimer par
First of all, I'm going to comment on the schools. The school in which the author of the attack took refuge, Léonidois School. It will be closed tomorrow and maybe the day after tomorrow as well, because we wish to restore the conditions inside the school to make them available for schooling. And we also want to give the teachers and the pupils time to recover from the situation and to allow us to assess what else needs to be done. This has been an ordeal today because the young man who was killed in the vehicle was a pupil of the Liège City High School. He was in the pedagogical section. He was going to become a primary school teacher. He was going to qualify as a primary school teacher in the next few weeks. The exams that were due to be held tomorrow in the high school have been postponed. It could also be the case for the exams on Thursday and Friday at the request of the pupils themselves. We also deplore, as regards the city and the police area, we deplore 2 fatalities among the police force and 4 injured. On behalf of the city of Liège and the police district, and in my own name, I would like to extend our condolences to the families of the victims and all our support to the injured and their families. We have got in touch with the insurance company of the city to ensure that all the necessary measures are taken to provide material and physical support, psychological support as well to the families. And we will more than ever be at the side of our fellow policemen and their families, who I can't at this point comment on the judicial aspect of the case, but the police force were definitely aimed today, were definitely targeted by the author of this attack. We have ensured that all the pupils have been able to go home after being cared for initially by the teachers and by the police, and they have been allowed to go home with special measures to protect the area in which the federal police are working at this very moment. I would like to remind you also of what was said earlier. We have put all the flags at half-mast on municipal buildings. A book of condolences will be opened tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the City Hall, and a memorial service will be held at 1 p.m. tomorrow for all the inhabitants of Liège and the municipal staff, the staff of the City Hall.
Voilà, Madame, Monsieur. Je voudrais donc présenter mes condoléances à tous les policiers.
I would like to present my condolences to the police officers and their families, and to the inhabitants of Liège. Beyond the two police officers who were killed, a young 22-year-old citizen of Liège was also killed. I would like to make it clear that our police officers showed exemplary courage, because when the author of the attack, executed my two police officers, my two police women, when he shot dead a 22-year-old young man in a car, he then ran into a secondary school and he took two cleaning women as hostages. The police intervened directly as soon as they heard shots, notably police officers from the Judicial Brigade, and the anti-terrorist unit were facing the author of the attack, who, having stolen the guns of the police officers with 17 cartridges, he shot at the police officers. He started shooting at the police officers. They, of course, have been trained to deal with such situations. They are well equipped. They had a shield, they had a helmet, and they had bulletproof jackets. But given the number of shots shot, two police officers were shot in the leg, and one of those police officers is in a very serious condition because an artery has been damaged. And other police officers of the Liège police were injured in the arm and have had to be operated on. One of the 4 police officers has been released from hospital, discharged from hospital. The 3 others are still in hospital. Quite clearly, the aim of the assassin was to attack the police. That's what he did immediately when he hid behind the 2 police women, and after having stabbed them very savagely in the back. I would like, nevertheless, to reassure the schools. The author of the crime managed to get into the grounds of the school, but he didn't actually get into the school building. So his aim wasn't to kill anybody in the school. His target were the police officers, the institution that the police represent, the state of Belgium. So once again, I would like to extend my condolences to the members of the family of the 2 police women who have been killed, and to all the police officers and civilian staff, and also to the family of the 22-year-old who was cowardly killed. And I would like to thank the police of Liège for the courage they have shown and for the professionalism they have shown, which enabled us to prevent other victims from falling. The author of the crime could have continued shooting at passers-by, as he did shoot at a passenger of a vehicle opposite the school, the secondary school. Thank you for your attention. I can't tell you more for the moment. The investigation is underway. The public prosecutor, the federal prosecutor is continuing the investigation. Another press conference will be held tomorrow morning at 10:30.
Beau-père, comme un beau-père, mon nom. Pardon, Christian.
Voilà. Merci beaucoup.